That's my toilet.
I like this off the cuff. Beautiful.
Hey, listen,
So
everyone loves. Hey, listen, everyone loves a total toilet. All right, just to let you know that everyone loves a total toilet. So let's
okay.
do that.
So integrity, what does it mean to you?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Integrity Project. This is Roy Cochiolo, and today is Off the Cuff with my producer Stefano.
Ah,
He's
off
going to
the
throw me
cuff.
some questions, and I am going to relate to integrity
Yeah.
and how we can live life. Integrity means to be whole the way you are. It means to be your authentic self, someone who follows their beliefs, their core values, and someone who acts always within those parameters. And I also think integrity means being able to pivot when it becomes hard. And I have to say that having integrity is just the foundation of who you actually are. And the more you work at it, the more you practice at it, and the more that you keep your ego out of it, the easier it becomes.
I like that. That's really good, man. Now I'm going to give you some real world scenarios here, and you tell me how people can navigate this. Number one thing, let's go right into relationships.
Sure.
Okay. The number one problem that I've seen online, and I think that you can shed some light onto this. What do you do when you're in a relationship and both your dynamics are different? And for example, you've been in a previous relationship where you just didn't get that love that you needed. So unfortunately, you broke up and now you're in another relationship. What do you go into this new relationship already with this expectation? Already with this expectation? Or do you say, let me try to start something new? How do you break that habit? How do you break that want?
The problem is if you're looking for something inside a relationship that's missing in you, you will never be able to make that relationship work. You have to show up and become the person that you want to date. Because what happens is when you walk into a relationship wearing a mask, which I've done many, many times, I blamed everybody else for my failed relationships, but the truth of it, it was me. When you walk in with a mask on and try to be something that you're not because you want to win somebody over, then what ends up happening is when the real you, the authentic self of you, the integrity part of you shows up and it doesn't meet their needs, you'll be completely rejected. So there's parts in all of us. And I want to say parts of us because we are made up of many parts. You have to look at yourself like God is an extension of all these people. There's many parts of us. There's Muslims, there's Italians, there's Portuguese, there's Chinese, there's Christians, there's like all these people. And everyone brings certain things to the table. Parts of us are needy. Parts of us are angry. Parts of us are, how would you say, parts of us aren't showing up the way they want to. Parts of us are lazy. There's many parts of us. The question is the foundation of your integrity, what parts hold you up? I am somebody who's willing to serve. I am willing to be honest and truthful without bending my truths. Because when we start to bend our truths, we're no longer trustworthy
In a relationship.
in a relationship.
Okay.
So, for example, I say to you, I don't like going to bars.
Okay.
And your girlfriend, like, I want to go to the bar.
Okay.
And you say, okay, fine, I'll go with you. Now she knows she can manipulate you. So she can't trust you. But if she says, I'm going to the bar, you go, I don't go to bars. And the reason why I don't go to bars is because there's nothing there I'm looking for. I'm not looking for attention. I don't really drink. I don't like loud music. I'll give you a great example. My wife loves going to concerts. I do not like going to concerts. They're too loud. They're too crowded. She can never convince me to go unless it's a band that I am madly in love with.
But you wouldn't do it for her?
No, because it's not for me.
Okay.
Just because she likes to do it doesn't mean I have to do it. It's like if I say to my wife, I'm not drinking this week, and she goes, come on, have a drink with me, and I bend, I immediately broke her trust. Doesn't matter how small it is. If you bend for other people, they can't trust you. They would much rather trust you than like you. It's better to be trusted than liked.
So this brings me to my next one, and you kind of transitioned me perfectly. Do you believe that? So there's a nice guy and a good guy. The nice guy is someone that you know he'll always say yes. He'll always say, no problem. I'll come and help you. I'll come and move that massive fridge. I'm going to break my back. But then there's the good guy. The good guy will say, look, I would love to help you, but I just can't. I would help you, but I just can't. It's not something that I'm willing and able to do right now. Where he stands his ground, but he's still a good guy. Now, do you think too many people are nice guys and then get pushed over? Or do you think too many people are good guys and they stand too steadfast, but then they're not giving what they should be giving?
So the nice guy who is a people pleaser is somebody who has zero integrity.
Wait, say that again.
The nice guy, the people pleaser, has zero integrity.
Why?
Because he does other things not in a clean place. He doesn't come for like, if my dad called me, said he'd need me, I'd be there immediately.
Okay.
I do it wholeheartedly. Some of that because he's my father and he needs me, he's elderly, whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
If my buddy calls me and says, hey, listen, what are you doing Friday? We're having some people over. And you're like, oh, fuck, I don't really want to go because I'm tired or whatever reason why you don't want to go. But you say, yeah, I'll come by anyway. And you show up with resentment. You don't really want to be there. You know, you kind of come in there showing half-assed. Why bother showing up if you can't show up wholeheartedly? Just because you can't say no. You've bent your boundaries. You extended those things. That guy is not a person you can trust. He will not be there when you need him most. And if he does, he's not going to help you.
Now, this is the nice guy.
This is the nice guy. The good guy.
Good guy.
The good guy is a guy who has honor.
Okay.
He does things that he perceives is of value to both you and him.
Okay.
So if you say to him, hey, man, I need a place to stay tonight because me and my wife got in a fight. I need a place to come. That guy will be, hey, dude, come on over. He'll sit with you, give you his full attention, be fully present, give you and serve you with his heart online. But if you said to him, hey, you want to come over? I'm having some people over. And he goes, you know what, man, no thanks. It's just not my thing. I'll give you a great example. I have a friend of mine who had a birthday. Okay. It started at 9:00 for dinner. And then there was a bar afterwards. And they were supposed to go dancing and celebrate his birthday. I declined.
Decline which part?
All of it.
Why?
It did not fit my boundaries, which are I have dinner around 6 or 7. And if it was just dinner, I would have went. But the bar scene, all that kind of stuff is not for me. I'm not looking.
Why didn't you just go for dinner then?
Because dinner's at 9:00 at night. I don't eat at 9:00. To me, it ruined my whole day the next day. So I cordially said, listen, I can't make your party, but if you'd like, come on over for dinner or we can go for dinner together. I'm not into that. So for me, if it doesn't fit my boundaries, like I'll give you another good example is in our industry, we have a lot of parties. I don't like to go to them. Before I'd say yes because I'd feel bad. And now it's like, no, thank you. I don't need to get out there and get drunk and mingle with a bunch of people and all that kind of stuff. It just doesn't fit my boundaries. I know that I got myself in trouble a lot of times doing those things. So now I just don't do it.
You avoid the scenario.
I avoid the scenario and to tempt it. Like if I had to go to one of those, I'd go early and I'd leave early. I'd go say hi to a few people, shake some hands, kiss some babies, and then I'd leave. I'd be home by 10:30. I don't like to be out late. So I don't. It doesn't fit what I want to do.
Okay. That's we've touched on the relationship aspect of how to be in it for the right reasons. Then we talked about the nice guy versus the good guy. But now we get to the last part of this podcast, this episode, and the story. From relationship to personal to now, what about the public eye? When it comes to integrity, as Lisa said, sometimes people change from inside their homes to outside their homes. What would you say in those scenarios where people act different in public opposed to when they're in confined corners?
There's a big difference between having different versions of yourself for different situations. And what do I mean by that? Do I want everyone to show up at work as their authentic self? Probably not. What I want you to show up as your real work self, or you're there to make sure that you do your job properly. I think that being in public, your foundation of your integrity will always be the same. It doesn't matter. You don't smoke, you don't drink, you don't eat bad foods, you exercise, you're mindful, you're respectful, you set your own boundaries. Like at the end here, the problem with most people at work is they can never say no to their boss because they're afraid they're going to get fired. Hey, can you take on this project? Meanwhile, you have 20 other projects on the go. You don't have space. And saying, look, I know that, and this is part of communication when it comes to integrity, is like, I know that you expect somebody to take this project on, but I would not be of service because I have 20 already that I need to finish first. So if it's time sensitive, you're best send it to somebody else.
You would say that?
I would.
You would.
And I've done it.
Would you have done this 10 years ago?
No.
So
Because 10 years
changed?
ago, I was a people pleaser. I said yes to everything because
So
I
you were a
wanted
nice
people
guy.
to like. Yes, I was a nice guy. And nice guys, do they finish last? You're the one that's going to get walked all over.
Gotcha.
You're the one that's going to wipe their feet on. You're the one who goes, oh, you know what? He'll do it. He's a nice guy. Just give it to him. Not because you think he does the best job or he's good at it, because you know he'll say yes. But my question to you is, do you say yes to everybody's podcast?
No, I definitely don't.
You have to believe in it.
100%.
So,
Because my name is on it.
right. It's the same thing. Your name's going to be on something.
That's right.
Do you want your name to be on everything? Like if Babe Ruth signed 2 million rookie cards or baseball cards, would they be worth anything?
No. It's actually, the great analogy would be Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage did some really good movies, and then he just started accepting everything because he needed money.
Because he's desperate.
And then he took his name, his integrity, and he put it right into the dumpster. So now when I think about actors like him, like for example, Johnny Depp, he's a man of value where he does things only that serve him right. Very similar. Actors, I think, are very similar to what you do as mortgage brokers too, because you're not going to accept every mortgage. You're not going to accept every client.
I don't accept every realtor that comes to me. I don't accept every
right.
client. And you know what? That's to protect my own sanity and my own integrity, right? And I'll give you good Matthew McConaughey.
Sure.
I listen to podcasts with him on the Diary of the CEO.
When he speaks, I listen.
Yeah, Steve Bartlett, just a call, shout out for you. And he said that he decided to give up romantic comedies, rom-coms. And he's like, I'm not doing it. And then the script came in, his agent goes, hey, they're willing to give you $8 million. He says, I'm not doing it.
He said no to it.
He said 10 million. No. 12 million. No. 14.5 million. He goes, hang on, let me read this script one more time. And he goes, it was funnier. It was better writing, everything. But guess what? I decided I'm not doing those anymore.
He said no.
So he said no.
Wow.
So, and you think about it, you say, well, it's crazy, $14.5 million. But for him, it wasn't the right thing for him to do. And then he went and did, what was it called? The Buyers Club. What's that name of it? The Buyers Club?
I don't know.
Anyway, he won an Academy Award for that. So like, and those were never came across. And it was like zero. They had no money, zero. Dallas Buyers Club, I think.
Like when he became really skinny for that
when
role.
he became really skinny. Like he would never got that movie. And they had no money. Like they started it, and that's what catapulted him into more serious roles, right? And he goes, I would never got any of his roles if I didn't stick with my guns. And that's what I mean by bending yourself. If you make a decision, I'm not smoking, or I'm going to the gym, or I'm doing a podcast. If someone talks me out of it, like my wife could talk me out of this, like, why are you doing it? Blah, blah, yada, yada. And I said, I'm doing it anyway because this is what I believe in. She knows she can trust me because when I decide something, I'm going to do it. If I say to her, she goes, I'm going to do a podcast, and you came over and she said, why are you doing this? And I said, I don't know. And she goes, stop it. And I go, okay. That means she can manipulate me.
Of course.
Even when decisions don't seem within the parameters of your relationship. Okay. So if, for example, your wife wants a pool, you say, we can't afford a pool right now, but I want one. And you're like, stick to your guns. That decision, you wait until a certain amount of time. If I just said, yeah, I can do it, then if they can manipulate you with any decision, how are they going to trust you? How do they know that you're going to take care of them?
Sure.
Right?
Of course. Because you're a pushover.
Right.
So
and
now
I can make them do anything I want.
Now, I'm not a pushover as a producer, but I have to ask right now, you got to look at that camera. You got to tell people where they could find you.
I have no idea. You can find me right here at the Integrity Project. You can find me on all social media platforms. You can find me at RC Truth Academy on Instagram. You can find me at RC Truth Academy on TikTok. And you can find me on YouTube as the Integrity Project. This is my YouTube channel, which will be launching very soon. And all these episodes will be on here very shortly because my producer Stefano promised me it'd be there.
That's right. And until next time.
Thank you for watching Integrity Project. And this one is Integrity Project Off the Cuff.